Welcome back, everybody, to Placid Plastic Duck Simulator. Oh, there's multiplayer. Well, maybe we'll check that out afterwards, but if you haven't seen this, I've played it before. That is a wild resolution. Why is it doing that? Wild stuff. Wild stuff. There we go. And in this game, you just, you know, just look at things. So here were the original maps. So we got this, and we got Quacking the Ice, and here's the new one. Hippo Space. Download. Wait, why isn't Duck Addiction available? Wait, what? What do you mean? I need all the ducks. I'm buying it right now, chat. I think I have to exit the game. You don't understand. I need all the ducks. Are you going to check out BattleBit? I was going to check out BattleBit tonight, but I just don't have the energy for that. But yeah, this is going to be a good stream to just bullshit and talk about random things, so... Alien Duck. I love it. Okay, so in this game, this is a famous game. Maybe you've seen the CNN interview, but in this game, you just chill. That's it. That's it. That's all that happens. So you get to see your collection. We got some downloadable duck content. So I've never even seen a good chunk of these ducks. And, that's, pretty much it. Alright, so, while we're waiting for ducks, this is a good chance to talk and answer questions. And just hang out. So that's what we're gonna do. I mean, this is generally gonna be just an only chatting stream. What do they call it? Just chatting? Same thing. Someone said you have a lot of long days lately. I do, because I've been playing... I've been, the reason today was long is we had, practice, and for me that's 3 hours of, like, playing music and singing at the top of my register. Which, it's, you know, I'm not the most physically active person. I go for walks and stuff. But that can take a little bit of, energy out of me, and it makes speaking for the stream a little bit more difficult. Have you revisited old tracks? I have. At the moment we have pretty much a couple from, 1 or 2 from each album. And some other stuff, some new material as well. So, it's fun. It's definitely fun. How do I switch to the next? How to connect? At the moment, this is just single player. I'm not doing multiplayer yet. Chat, how do I go to the next duck? Lava duck. Is Mike still able to play with the band consistently? I know he's had some unfortunate back problems. Well, we're doing our best. And he's doing his best, and he seems to be okay. He's been consistently Yeah, I mean, he's been playing consistently. And he just said, you know, let's attempt to play this stuff once a week and see how it goes. Like I said plenty of times, I don't want to push him if he's not feeling it, but he wants to do this as much as any of us do. Do you plan on covering the Direct tomorrow? I do. So, there's a Nintendo Direct, it was confirmed, everybody, and 40 minutes, bunch of Pikmin stuff, and that'll be at... It'll be at 10 in the morning. Now, I wake up at 10, so I'm just gonna wake up at 9:30. 10 Eastern, 10 Eastern. I'm just gonna wake up at 9:30, make a quick cup of coffee, take a piss, and then start the stream. So I don't know why they're so early. I mean, clearly they're not designed for the US in terms of time frame. Better be Wilkins coffee, always. If a Muppet doesn't shoot someone dead, then I don't want to have anything to do with it. Do I have any predictions? Yeah, Chrono Trigger remake. No, we need to talk about that, though. Well, Pikmin 4, definitely. New duck. Skeleduck. What's that down there? Well, we're jumping around from topic to topic, so I'll just say there is a rumored SNES game remake, and it seems like the rumor is mainly saying that Mario RPG or Chrono Trigger might be the game. I worry about Chrono Trigger because Chrono Trigger to me is as good as it needs to be. Some people are saying it's Final Fantasy VI. Well, let's say you throw 3 of those together in the mix, right? And, you know, just take the rumors at face value. If they did Final Fantasy VI like Live Alive Remake, I believe Square has the ability to do that and to do it some form of justice, as long as they keep it very faithful to the original. Chrono Trigger, I'm less likely to want a remake for, because I think that style could work, but it could also... they could go too far. And, like, Chrono Trigger is just right. I don't want to see too much of it fucked with. Mario RPG is a little bit different, because they had that, like, pseudo 3D style, like Donkey Kong Country. And the visuals were like, you know, pre-rendered sprites. What would you even call that? I'm not sure. Now, don't get me wrong. I have my issues with Square Enix. I really, really do. There's a lot of games they've put out that have just not hit the mark for me. I haven't been interested in a lot of their titles. But people are saying Final Fantasy 16 is good. You know, I liked Final Fantasy 7 Remake. Live Alive Remake was fucking awesome. They did a great job with that and made it even better. So I think there's potential for Square to do some good stuff, just as much as they release a Chocobo GP with a Battle Pass. Yeah, and of course, trying to hawk NFTs. Is that another alien duck? Oh wait, no, we got Strawberry Duck. Hell yeah. Oh, Watermelon Duck. I'm dumb. Strawberry Duck, oops. Have you listened to the Smiles new single? I heard that when they played it live, and I liked it, and I listened to it a couple times, like the bootlegs, and it's good. I like it quite a bit, and the recorded version is also quite good. Do you remember Chrono Trigger Resurrection? Very sad. Well, yeah, like 20 years ago, they canceled Chrono Trigger Resurrection because Square was upset. Then they never remade Chrono Trigger. And it was just going to be a couple areas of the game replayable in 3D, and they did a good job getting it to look pretty good. Or are we going to see a Chrono Continuum? That's the name of my RPG. Vinny, thoughts on the DS version of Chrono Trigger? I liked the DS version of Chrono Trigger. I thought, you know, it was very similar. I don't like the word Fiend Lord, which they changed Mystic to Fiend Lord. That was a little weird. Otherwise, I thought it was pretty good. Some of the extra stuff didn't really hit, like the monster battling wasn't amazing. I did like the extra story with Dalton. Some of the new content is actually pretty good. The new weapons, the new final weapons, I thought were a nice touch. Better or worse than the PS1 version? Well, we live in a time where you can watch the cutscenes of the PS1 version. So watch those. Or you can, the DS version has them too. The PS1 version has awful loading times. So to me, my favorite way of playing Chrono Trigger to this day still is the Super Nintendo version. DS is really good though. The nice thing about CT is if it gets a remake, the lead dev for Live Alive also worked on Chrono Trigger originally, near the end, so it'll most likely have the same level of quality and care put into it. Well, I feel if they're gonna do these SNES, like, beloved games, and they're gonna remake them, you need that level of care. Whoa, what happened here? Oh my god. Is that like a little rubber UFO? Oh my god. Chat, that's amazing. I think if enough ducks get in here, maybe it'll launch. We gotta watch that happen. Like marble? Look at the screen in the spaceship. Huh. Will there be another news report on you playing this duck game? Probably not, but for anyone who's new to the stream, or anyone from Kriken's chat, by the way, hello, thank you. Kriken is one of the best ever, so thank you, Kriken. You're full of Gorm. Tons of it. But I would say, for those that don't know, I was actually on the news, and it was like kind of an AP thing where it was shot all over various news places where I just sat with my alien and talked about the duck game here that you're seeing. That's it. And if I'm not mistaken, it was actually on like what's the Thanksgiving? Yeah, it was a slow news day. It's like just a couple minutes of me talking about this game. So weird. I don't know why that's news. But it was on, I think, Black Friday. So that's just one of those strange things that's happened to me, aside from getting an anvil dropped on my head. Vinny, what are your thoughts on tonberries? Please don't spam the chat. It's not that important of a question, chat member. They're fine. Does that help? I have a Tomberry plushie. Thoughts on the submarine thing? Alright, let's get to the submarine thing in a bit. This duck is getting to the spaceship. It'll get there. Kinda looks like a bong, but it'll get there. New duck just dropped, everybody. Cool. Proton duck. You'll get there eventually. Has Final Fantasy 16 piqued your interest even a little bit? Yes, a little bit. But yeah, just to kind of mention more direct stuff, because that's the topic that I wanted to cover. So Nintendo Direct, obviously we're going to get some Mario Kart DLC, track announcements, or release dates. Pikmin 4, I think maybe we'll hear about some DLC. I don't think we're going to hear about Tears of the Kingdom DLC. I think it's too soon for that. Switch 2 mention? They should. Honestly, they probably should. There is a rumor, I mean, it's probably too soon, but now that Tears of the Kingdom is out, getting people excited about their new console, or their, like, upgraded version of the Switch would actually probably be a smart idea. But, regardless, I do think the 2D Mario rumor sounds pretty good to me, and I just hope it's not another new Super Mario Brothers movie, or game, rather. The word Super Mario Brothers followed by movie, it's just natural because of the past year. But I feel like a 2D Mario game would be kind of fun. Mario Maker pretty much gave us all the 2D Mario we could ever make for ourselves. But I don't know, maybe something a little bit more stylized, a little bit more like Mario World in 3. I'd be down for that. I'm not really sure how it's gonna go. Like, what would you even do that hasn't been done a million times in Mario? Mario Maker doesn't replace an actual game. No, I know it doesn't. Absolutely not. This duck is stuck. What else? I don't think we would see any Metroid Prime 4, but there is a chance we would get an announcement of, like, it is still in development. And, or, we would also like to inform you that Metroid Prime 2 Remaster will be out on the Nintendo Switch this fall. There's always a new Kirby. There will always be a new Kirby. Ice Duck. So we got Fire and Ice Duck. Do you think we'll see anything about the Splatoon 3 DLC? That seems pretty... I think that seems pretty likely to me. This poor duck can't get up to the spaceship. So, listen, 40 minutes is a lot. We're probably going to get like 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes of Pikmin. And I don't know. How many farming sims? A lot. But I would imagine we'd also get a little bit of third-party stuff, the usual. But the system is showing its age. Even if you do love the Switch, you have to admit it is getting crusted. And it's time to get some new hardware. So, if we don't get a new Switch by the end of the year for the holiday season, which, by the way, here's my theory. It makes perfect sense that they would release a Switch 2 for the holiday. Whether or not they'll do it, I don't know, but giving us like 6 months to prepare, or like, 5 months, whatever. So, it's not too much hype, but just enough. Launch with a couple really big games, which I don't think they have at the moment, unless it's, there's, maybe a new full 3D Mario game, and the rumor is just bullshit. But I do think like a November launch for a new Switch, that would be like a good holiday release, but they would need another huge game, and we already just got Zelda. So, whether or not we hear about it, I think we'll get a release between either November or March of next year of a new Switch or a new Nintendo console. Pokemon DLC? Yeah, probably. Otherwise, I don't really know. Hopefully, it is a good remake, whatever it is. I mean, there's even a chance we would, like, hear about another Zelda remake of some kind. But, you know, get your Wind Waker HD summoning circles ready. Honestly, if they did Wind Waker HD on the Switch, I do like Wind Waker HD quite a bit, more than some people do. But I would love for them to just go over the visuals one more time. And maybe kind of lighten up on some of the bloom. And bring back a little bit more of the cell shading. Aren't we overdue for another Smash Brothers? No, we're not. Don't expect to see a new Smash Brothers for a couple years. Because whatever they end up doing next, it's going to be back to basics. They're going to re-release Ultimate on Switch 2 and Switch 3. And then maybe we'll see another Smash Brothers, because that game just has everything in it. If anything, and I don't know if Sakurai would be down for this, but if anything, I have the theory that... Oh, Red Dux is here. I have this theory that maybe for the next release of Smash Ultimate on the Switch 2, or whatever, they will have some, you know, slightly better graphics, maybe a new stage and a new character. Again, maybe Sakurai doesn't want to do that, but maybe he wouldn't mind. Who knows? It's kind of tough to want, because I know Sakurai doesn't, like, he just wants to take a break or work on a new project. But, it's not that I don't think someone else couldn't make good characters in Smash Brothers, or, like, someone else could lead the team and, like, design these things, but Sakurai was so hands-on, I wonder if it would be, like, drastically different. Oh, what's going on? Do you see that, chat? Oh, it's happening! It's happening! Only one duck was needed.
For the better, of course. Another place in the universe, up under different stars. That would be where the ultra ducks would come in. First thing to do is to consider time as officially ended. We work on the other side of time.
Oh shit, chat. Something amazing is gonna happen, isn't it?
Either isotope, teleportation.
What is your pipe dream announcement from Nintendo? I have a couple.
Or better still, teleport the whole planet here through music, 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 music.
Music. Music. Get in one of the holes, little dude. What is your pipe drop announcement from Nintendo? You want me to play the sound effect? Amazing. I'm not sure if that did anything, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. Has to hit the pink button behind the tube, maybe? Well, pipe dream. F-Zero or Star Fox. with online capabilities. No gimmicks, control-wise. Just solid, good video games with ship customization for Star Fox. Just a good campaign and some online multiplayer. Better online from Nintendo. Nintendo as a company, like, stopping being dumb. That would be a nice pipe dream. Just like, you know, the whole company, just to like, just chill a little bit and say, you know what? We were wrong about how we handle some of the stuff that we do. And also, we're going to implement better netcode. Impossible challenge. But I also would very much like, I would very much like for a Nintendo revival of, like I said, F-Zero. That would be great. So, I don't know what we're gonna get in terms of, like, surprises tomorrow, but I do think we know so little about what Nintendo's got on the horizon. It seems like Tears of the Kingdom was, like, the big release, and some Pokemon stuff, obviously. Pikmin's pretty huge. Love Pikmin. So, yeah, Tamagotchi Life, people are saying, is gonna get a Switch version. But, whatever ends up happening, I think they have a lot of games close to the vest at the moment, and if not this direct, then the one after this, we're probably gonna get some really good announcements. But right now, we wait until tomorrow morning. So, someone said, Vinny, what do you think about the submarine situation? I am the most qualified to talk about the people in the submarine. Okay, here's my thoughts on the submarine situation. Mainly the Logitech controller, which I had and used for years. Like, 11 years ago, I bought that controller, and let me tell you, it is a piece of shit. It wouldn't register inputs, the signal would drop. That controller just felt janky. It's a $30 controller, and it sucked. The reason I'm bringing up a Logitech controller is because there are these people in a little submarine that's like a death trap kind of submarine, and they showed that they're controlling it with that specific controller, which is $30 on Amazon. So they went to go see the Titanic, and now I think they've lost contact with the surface. The main person... First of all, the sub has, like, no seats. Like, you just, like, sit on the floor. And it looks wildly uncomfortable and very dangerous. They said they acquired some parts from, like... Oh god, what was it? Like a thrift shop or something? Like, no, really, they got some of the parts for this thing at, like, camping depot, like Campers World. And, the main dude who organized it said that safety is not much of a concern. It's just a waste of money. Like, that is not a direct quote, but that is something apparently he said. And, this now has turned into a crisis. And people that are aboard this submarine to see the Titanic up close... Oh, we had another duck up here. Two of them, in fact. Paid $250,000 per ticket. So my personal take on this is, I hope these people are okay. They have like 30 hours of oxygen left as of the time of this recording, something like that. At least that's what a couple chat members were saying. And they're sending, you know, they're sending help, but it's not looking great. And people are just, like, making this into a joke. Now, imagine that. You're so cavalier about safety. You use a Logitech controller. And not only do you die, but people just laugh about it. So at my current age, I look at this and I'm like, well, shit. you know, it sucks that people might actually die from this. But there's a part of me that's like, are you people stupid? Like, seriously? Why would you go on board this fucking death trap? Like, all signs point to failure. So, it's just a big mess. But on a personal level, a lot of people were tagging me. Oh, this is a great duck. This is my favorite duck right now. But yeah, people were tagging me in this story because they know I use this shitty controller, and I had a lot to say about it many years ago, and yeah, that controller is awful. It's not even, like, news that they're using a controller to control this thing, because apparently the military trains people with controllers, because they're used to it. That's right, gamers, you're being trained. And drones apparently use, like, actual, like, Xbox controllers or facsimiles, and to me, it's not surprising that one would be used in a submarine. It's just they 3D printed these long, weird things to go at the ends of the thumbsticks. Oh. And they look like wildly uncomfortable and terrible. I used to study marine biology years ago. If you ever dive past 30 meters, for any reason, you're a damn fool. The ocean is terrifying. Yeah. I hear you. Oh, look at this. Yeah, is that a Logitech? That's a Logitech for bomb disposal. At least this one's wired. I mean, fucking Logitech does not make the best controllers. The one I had was absolute dog shit. But this one is wired. So that's +1, I guess. And he's not, yeah, 1,500 or 15,000 feet underwater, whatever. Yeah. Could be Mad Cats. Yeah, seriously. New Beck song out tomorrow. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. That poor duck is still stuck. Shame. Well, okay, no, but seriously, I know people are quick to be like, well, they deserved it. And on some level, sure, because I understand the hubris of it and, like, the stupidity of it. But, you know, what if that was your dumb uncle that you really cared about? You know, so it doesn't... It's dumb, it's funny, that controller is obviously fucking terrible, and it's just a silly situation, and it's, like, obvious to anyone with a pulse, don't do this. Like, why would you do this? But... you know, I'm not exactly sitting here like, ooh, I hope they die. Like that, no. So, it's just the most, it's all like this cosmic joke timing of what's happening here. And it just makes it, like, kind of insane and a little too easy to make fun of. But, again, when you have a guy that literally says that safety is an unnecessary expense in oh so many words... like, what the fuck were you expecting? It's like a Dr. Strangelove bit. Yeah, kinda. What do you think about orcas attacking boats? That's absolutely horrifying. A kid of one of the missing divers tried to use their missing parent as leverage to meet Blink-182 at a concert, so that's something. Oh my god. They're treating a mass grave as a tourist site. It's hard to have pity. There is a historical significance to the Titanic. and research, obviously, you know, proper research, is fascinating. I mean, look at the James Cameron movie. One of the highest grossing movies of all time. Actually, in my opinion, I've only seen it a couple times when it first came out. But like a really good movie, but that dramatizes stuff. Like those people, like how many of those people actually exist? Clearly that movie was designed to make money off of the whole incident. So yeah, I mean, I see where you're coming from, chat member, but also there is a fascination and a historical context to this thing. It is a tragedy that it happened. It's been 100 years more, but now I think there's a difference between proper research slash a movie versus a bunch of dickwads in a tin can with a Logitech controller going to take a look up close. So, you know, there's a couple different facets here. But people are people, and they have experiences and kids and loved ones. Whether or not they have a lot of money, these people still, I mean, dumb people are people too. I would know, I am one. But I'm just trying to say, like, you know, it still sucks, and it's just okay to have a little bit of empathy, even if it is a funny situation. Obviously, I'm not going to try to preach to anyone. You feel however you want to feel, but that's my perspective at my current close to 40 age. And, you know, things and time changes you, and so does tragedy, and so does seeing people suffer. Though, it's not like I'm beyond a joke, because honestly, humor is important, especially gallows humor for me, and a little bit of dark humor is okay, because it helps you get through tough times too. Because if you don't laugh at, like, you know, how fucked up the world is sometimes, it's just, you're just gonna cry all the time, right? So that's my view. It's a coping mechanism. It is. So this got weird from the Nintendo Direct, from Ducks to Nintendo Direct to this topic. What is your favorite tea? Oh, I don't know. I like all kinds of tea. As John Cleese says, you can be serious without being dire. Okay, fair enough. Is that the cheese guy? Who's that guy? Have you checked out anything from the Steam Next Fest? Okay, so that's the other thing I want to talk about. Yes, the Steam Next Fest demos look really good. I managed to play 2 of them. I enjoyed both. While I'm gone at Too Many Games, so I'm going to be at a convention, as most of you know, from Friday to Sunday, so there will be no Sunday stream. I'm going to leave Thursday, so I can just, like, relax. And, while I'm gone, I'm pretty sure what we're gonna do is I'm gonna try to record some more Next Fest demos, even if it's just like 2 or 3 or 4 videos. There will be some uploads. They're just gonna be a little bit each day. So I'm not sure about Thursday stream. If anything, well, tomorrow night I'm gonna try to do Zelda, and Thursday I might. I'm not sure. I might stream early. So I'm going to think about that a little bit. If I don't, then I'm just going to record some more demo stuff, because it's going to be a busy couple days. Yeah, see that little hole there with the glowy stuff in it? In the glowy hole. A second duck has entered the tunnel. What TV shows are you watching right now? I think you should leave Beavis and Butthead. That's about it. I haven't watched Always Sunny. Ah. There's two ducks in there waiting to get in. Oh, okay. No, I'm not watching Strange New Worlds because I haven't even seen all of the first season. There's another... I'm gonna finish it at some point. I'm not there yet. There's another show that just... Oh, Eric Andre show's coming back, so that's gonna be insane. I haven't watched Black Mirror. Haven't seen Succession. Interesting music. I've heard Succession is good. I might watch that at some point. 55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 tacos, 55 fries! What else? I'm excited to see Oppenheimer. So that's gonna be probably my next movie I see in a theater. Are you gonna see Barbie? I don't really consider these movies to be in direct competition with each other, because they're two incredibly different movies. I'm not gonna go see the Barbie movie in the theater. I'm probably gonna just wait until I can watch it at home. But I want to see what it's all about first. Like, I want to see if it's any good first. What if the movie ends up being, you know, turd-like? It could be good. What's going on? I hear something. Oh, I see it. It's a UFO outside the glass case. Watch The Flash to see said character put a baby in a microwave. DC just doing everything they can to shoot themselves in the foot. It's not true, chat. It was reversed. It was reversed. Trust me, as soon as I heard that, I had to look up everything I could about this because I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. And then I found out it was just reversed footage. And I was more disappointed that it was reversed footage. But I also heard about the, I'm not gonna spoil too much. I've heard about the ghoulish, it's the best word for it, the ghoulish reviving of dead actors to put in the movie for cheap cameos. So, spoil it, who cares? Well, I mean, it's not really a spoiler, because it is just like me telling you which which dead actors were revived, but yeah. Didn't the Ghostbusters do that? They did. They did. That's gonna just keep happening, by the way. You know what else is gonna keep happening? More Ghostbusters movies. There are some, I saw like a picture like, oh, I saw the Ghostbusters movie being filmed in Manhattan. And then like, you know, you just see the Ghostbusters car. And I'm like, more of this? 30 years too late. Someone said our culture peaked in the mid-80s, I guess. The money did. Yeah, well, for cinema, yeah, but then, like, again, you look at The Phantom Menace and, like, Titanic and Avatar. I like how most of the top grossing movies of all time are James Cameron. But, yeah, no, there's just gonna be lots of stuff. That's why I don't mind remakes if there's some reason for them to exist. Like, Resident Evil 4 Remake justified its own existence with the way it handled the material and added new stuff. I still don't think I would replace my playthroughs of Resident Evil 4 with the remake. But I would play it separately because it was just a good game. But, you know, again, the game didn't need a remake necessarily. It was still good. But no, then they remix things and like throw in some surprises and like kind of give you an alternate dimension view of Resident Evil 4. And it was fucking solid. It was really solid. And some people may disagree with some of the changes, but that's just always going to happen. Unless it's like a shot-for-shot type of remake. But yeah, remakes and sequels I'm okay with, as long as there's some reason to it to exist. And there are many times where the said reasons do not exist, and so they just keep pumping them out. Lucasfilms really thinks they're going to be able to release 3 Star Wars movies in 2 years. I saw that they put the Obi-Wan show up for an Emmy. And I'm just like, okay. What are some of the problems people have with RE4 remakes as a chat member? From what I understand, it's that the tone, and here's my own personal view as well. The original was a little campier. It was a little sillier. And while the remake had that, it didn't quite have as much of it. Some of the voice acting wasn't, you know, there's some voice acting stuff that maybe wasn't as great. I guess people, Soulless was, Soul versus Soulless, yeah, that video was, I didn't like it very much because I disagree. I think the Resident Evil 4 remake had a lot of personality and soul, but, whatever. But the game was fun, it looked great, and it had a lot of good, like, little side areas that were not in the original, which to me gives you reason to play it. But yeah, there were some character interactions that obviously weren't the same. And, I don't know. I liked it quite a bit. You can always go back to the OG RE4. Well, that's my point with Final Fantasy VII Remake, too, because that game, if people didn't like the couple things they did with RE4, then there's going to be people who really don't like the remake of Final Fantasy VII, because it's not a remake, it's a sequel as much as it is a remake, and it's just, like, wildly different in some spots. We got the Minus Duck as well. But that's the cool thing about it. I love this duck so much. The cool thing about Final Fantasy VII is that it still exists and you can still play it, and then the remake is a different thing, that if you want to play it, like an alternate reality version of it with some remixed elements and also functioning as like a slight sequel, I think it's worth checking out. But yeah, I could still play original Resident Evil 4, just like I could still watch the original Star Wars anytime and just love it. Anyway. Vinny, what do you make of the new Yakuza? I've never played a Yakuza in my life. Sorry, chat member. Vinny doesn't know he can press the E key. I do. I did it before. Any new VR content in the near future? Just did one today, and a couple hours ago. Okay, this I didn't know you could do. Holy shit. When did this happen? Nice area. Vinny, what are your thoughts on the Reddit thing? Reddit. I'm not a big fan of the, It's a useful website, but I don't really love the Reddit culture. Though I would say that for smaller subreddits, like just to talk about or read about like an indie game, or my own stuff, for example, or a band, it can be useful. But yeah, no, it's absolute, like, garbage. And I hope it implodes and dies. Because the internet has become so fucking homogenized. It would be nice to just have lots of different options. So yeah, the admin is killing it for profit because, and then he wants to like fire the moderators. Imagine bragging about that. He wants to fire the moderators and then hire his own or whatever, and for free, by the way. Because they're doing like a blackout to protest they're killing third-party apps, right? Okay. I think instead of having 5 websites on the entire internet that handle everything, like, it would be nice to have competition. Like, I don't really want to get involved with the Kick and Twitch shit. Because I would prefer a more, like, just a neutral platform that's just like you can just stream with all the features you need for moderation. But it is good to have competition, and I hope one day people find a way to do that for some of these massive mega sites that get bought out. And it happens constantly. Like when Twitch was bought by Amazon, it was just a slow decline, and from the people I know that work there, many of them quit. Many of them said that the whole vibe changed, and that, like, it was more about bottom line as opposed to streamers. So I guess it's just kind of a blanket statement, which, yeah, I mean, shit sucks, and some people will take advantage to over monetize and then destroy their platform. So it would be great if new platforms were available, just to give a little competition. But again, I'm lucky because I don't really need to deal with a lot of this stuff. I could just, like, you know, right now, like, yeah, Twitch has definitely made a lot of mistakes, but at least the tools are available to, like, do what I need to do. And I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be anywhere, honestly. Like, I'm very lucky. And I just don't need to think about this stuff. Because I've been very careful about saving my money. And, you know, I've built a set of tools and skills in my own life where if streaming wasn't something I did for money, I would still do it for fun. Because I love it. And I would find a way to utilize my skill set, whether it be music or video editing, to make money, and that wouldn't be the end of the world. So, whatever. Tools. He's saying that he's rich as fuck. I'm really not. Because I don't do sponsorships. I just don't want to. It's not me. I can't do it. I don't like begrudge people, as I say a million times. But there's other things that I don't do. And, like, there's that streamer that got 100K. Like, I'm not anywhere near that level. And, my total amount of subs, like, cut in half as of 2 years ago. And they kind of just stayed that way. And I'm okay with that. Like, it's fine. 100K, 100 mil, I'm sorry, 100 million, chat. Crazy. Absolutely insane. But no, I'm not quite on anywhere near that level. And, if I just live a modest life, I'm good. But also, I want to, like, you know, save for a rainy day. I have been for years, because I never knew. Like, this was always, like, for me, streaming was always luck. And, like, what do you mean I'm making money from this? That's insane. As opposed to, this is my job. Like, I never viewed it, honestly, I never expected anything from the audience or from the platform where I was expecting to make money. It always just seemed like, I'm going to save because this whole thing could be imploding any day. And I'm surprised it hasn't. Like, the way copyright has gone, like, lately, especially, like, they're doing stuff with tags that, you know, I mean, I get what they're going for, but Twitch has been definitely shooting itself in the foot a lot lately. And YouTube, you can get strikes pretty easily. You could get demonetized, blocked. I mean, this is not a guaranteed thing. When people are like, I want to be a YouTuber. When I grow up, I'm going to study at YouTuber school. Okay, no such thing. But, like, you can't guarantee this career. This isn't like, I'm going to go and study, and then I'm going to do it. Because if I didn't have a couple fucking viral videos, who knows if I'd even, you know, have this level of people watching. So it's definitely luck. It's hard work, too. It's, you know, is the cadence of your voice interesting for people, which you don't really, I mean, you can work at it, you can get better at it, but sometimes you're shit out of luck on that one. So, yeah, I don't think that this is a career one should grasp onto as if this is, like, a guarantee. And, like, oh, I worked hard for this. I deserve this. No, you don't. Like, no one owes you anything. Life is tough. This platform is a joke. And making money from being an internet meme is not a real, like, job security. So save up as much as you can. You know, get your shit in order. Get yourself some good, you know, don't overspend, don't blow your paychecks. That's my view on this kind of thing. Just, like, invest. Someone said, okay, Dad. That's right. Now, you keep that in mind, and it'll hopefully help you. And if it doesn't, well, then I had nothing to do with that. But I do, you know, I don't want to see people, like, fuck up. And because, again, with this shit with Twitch and Kick, it's like, who knows where it's gonna go? I don't know on a daily basis, but I'm just trying to say I think there's a way to go about it, and partially that is to save as much as you can. I'm also lucky, too. Like, I got very lucky. Not everyone is able to, like, stream to 6,000 people and save when they have to pay bills or pay back student loans or whatever. So, you know, my advice is not going to apply to everyone. I love this duck, too. Neapolitan pizza duck. But yeah, just have fun with it if you do end up streaming, and hopefully this will all work out for everyone. And if it doesn't, it would be really, really beautiful to have some competition. So that way, as a platform, Twitch doesn't feel like they can just do like worse and worse stuff for the people that actually made their platform successful in the first place, and this multi-million-dollar industry that it's become, because you know, this thing formed kind of naturally, and then Amazon was like, hey, let me jump in on that. But it started from a desire, like my desire from 13 years ago, to just share the video games I love with people, and money was not even in the equation. It was more about, well, Chrono Trigger is a game that means a lot to me and has gotten me weirdly through some tough times, and I've played it many, many, many times. Maybe I should share this with some people. And that's kind of how streaming became, for me, appealing and stays appealing. But then Amazon sees like streamers as price tags, and that kind of just pisses in the punch bowl a little bit. If Twitch ever shit the bed entirely and became unusable, would you move to somewhere else, like back to YouTube? I mean, I like doing my pre-record videos too. Those are fun. If I had to, I would stream to YouTube. YouTube needs a lot more work, and I'm hoping they take the opportunity. But again, that's also Google owned, you know, so it's another huge, massive, and I've had my own issues, my own particular challenges with YouTube that extend beyond just the streaming sphere. But if I needed to go to YouTube, I would, sure, just because I enjoy what I do, and even if I could make enough money just to keep me to pay my bills, then yeah, I'll just keep doing it. But also, you know, my aspirations as a human are to keep making music and selling records too. And that doesn't make a ton of money, because I'm not like Queens of the Stone Age level, for example, but it's... if it ever becomes just a way to enjoy my life and pay my bills, that's good enough for me. So yeah. The only time I wouldn't stream is if the music ever ends up becoming more of a thing, and then I would just need to devote some extra time to music and then come back to streaming when I'm damn well ready to do so, which I probably would be because I loved what I do. It's just, you know, there are opportunities in life that one must take that streaming can sometimes keep. Like, I've noticed that. Here's the last real talk thing. We could talk about farts or dicks or whatever after this, I don't care, but I noticed for a long time in my life I was refusing opportunities or just real life things. You know, I was missing out on certain things that my friends were doing or that people in my life were inviting me to, whether it be, you know, opportunities even from like other people who do what I do. And part of it is because I'm a bit of a homebody. The other part of it is, oh, I'm streaming tonight, I can't. Yeah, I'm streaming tonight, I can't. While I don't regret those streams, and I loved streaming, and I still do, there's a time and place. And now that I'm in my late 30s, I look back at some of those things that I should have done. Or maybe the friends that don't pick up the phone anymore because you didn't pick up your phone one too many times. And I realize now, like, oh, that's not... And I've known this now for a couple years, but I realized that, like, you gotta find a better balance than that. And I've been, you know, working hard on that. That said, though, I do have a lot of friends. I get... My social battery gets drained very, very quickly. So, I'm the type of person where I need a lot of downtime. And most of the people that, you know me, like, they can definitely respect that and understand that. But, You know, like with Greg Sestero, like doing his Alien movie, for example. That's the kind of shit. I'm gonna take that opportunity. I'm gonna fly out to Roswell. Like, I'm going to help him with his movie because that's fucking awesome. And if it means I don't stream for a week, I don't stream for a week. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. I appreciate you listening to this stuff. Have you seen Charlie Day's new movie? I've heard it wasn't that great, so I'm gonna pass on that. Yeah, for those that don't know what I'm talking about, the Greg Sestero movie, he's making, the guy from The Room, Mark, from Oh Hi Mark, he's making an Alien movie, and it's gonna have a serious component and a silly component. And, there is a Kickstarter for it, but I know he is gonna try his best to make it anyway. Anyway, we kind of talked about this for a while, and he wants me to be like kind of almost a producer and help with some stuff, and we just, yeah, we really got along, and we had a lot of stuff that we connected on in regards to alien stuff in this film and the tone of it. And yeah, so that's, well, in terms of acting, I might be like a cameo. So, yeah, I mean, it's called Forbidden Sky. I'm gonna just go ahead. Listen, even if I am only minimally involved in this project, I'm just gonna plug it while I'm playing the game. It's called Forbidden Sky, and you can Google it, like Greg Sestero, Forbidden Sky, and if you wanna, if you wanna get involved in any way, that's cool. If not, then I'm sure if the movie gets made, I'll tell you about it when it does, and we'll have a watch party of some kind. But I will shill because, yeah, it's something I really want to get this made. I mean, he wants to get Tommy in the movie. I want to get some other people, like the dad from Troll 2 in the movie, and other people as well. Did Greg see your head get anviled? Yes, and we talked about it, and he thought it was an interesting project. Hello. Wood duck. Duck was too heavy. So duck addiction, we only got 2. People wanted to know about Vinemon. So, I'm not sure when I'm gonna play that. I might do one stream of it. I am in no mood for more Pokemon right now. But Vinemon is a Pokemon-themed Vinesauce fan game. And, a lot of people put a lot of really hard work into it. I played a demo of it a while back. Now, it does look amazing. And there are, yeah, I think it's finished fully now. And thank you everybody that helped with it. But yeah, I'm not making any promises, but I will say just be aware that because it was in development for so long, there were a lot of things that are like, you know, not 100% accurate in regards to the way the Vinesauce team functions, as there really kind of isn't one anymore. Because I just want to set expectations in that sense. There's gonna be some old memes. Former seasonal references. But I'm sure you can still find a lot of enjoyment out of it. I'm sure people are gonna love it, and I know that the people that worked on it on it for years and put a ton of effort into it, so...
Mission control, it appears we've had a major malfunction.
But yeah, no, there really isn't... I mean, the one thing I guess I've been pretty clear about before, but people still ask about it. I still get people saying, Vinny, can I join the Vinesauce team? Like, Vinny, can you make me a streamer on Vinesauce? Like, I want to get started. And I'm like, dude, I don't... Like, I just stream to this channel. That's all I do. And the clarification is... I usually clarify it like this, and here, I'll do it here, because this is a chat stream, because we're watching ducks, and there's really not a whole lot else to do, so I'm just gonna do that. But, yeah, the team was essentially, in the early days, like, to just stay live 24/7, and, you know, we definitely enjoyed each other's company, but it was very stifling to have one channel and a ton of streamers, because it would be like, oh, I want to stream this Pokemon game. Well, the other streamer just did. So there was a point where everyone was playing Binding of Isaac. It was like 24/7 Binding of Isaac. But, you know, people come and go. And that's just life. You see it more as you get older. And I'll be honest with you guys, this is the true story. I really do love everyone that I've worked with. And I appreciate everyone's help they've given me. And I think that, like, especially some of the people like Limes and Joel, we still have a good time, and I wish everyone well. But genuinely, managing other people fucking sucks. Yo, that shit is fucking awful. I wasn't getting paid $1 for that. No, but the truth is this, it really becomes difficult. Because then people would ask me questions on behalf of other people. People would be like, when is this person doing this? Or this person said something I don't like. Like, dude, everyone is their own separate individual. I know it's confusing because the Vinesauce Twitter still exists and people post on it and use the mushroom. But that's just because it helps them get some views and they're good people. And it's like, yeah, continue doing that if it helps you. You know, that's about it. But unfortunately, it does become it, you know, and I'm just lazy, chat. Like, I'm not gonna just like tell people go, let's do your own thing, or like, you know. So the website is still up and everything, but it doesn't exist like it used to because it's just not good for my mental health. And again, it wasn't really like the amount of time I was spending like devoting to this Vinesauce thing as a team or like as a company, whatever you want to call it, was so much effort that it was actually making me like not enjoy it. And especially these days, I stream only 3 days a week, more with Zelda. Thank you, Zelda. And I really try to like kind of have my own life. But in those days, I was just spending so much time trying to build this up. And trying to, like, you know, be this team. And it ended up being too difficult. And, you know, personalities sometimes are like oil and water. And that's okay. Like, but I'll tell you what. Once the team dynamic didn't really happen as much anymore, like, everyone got along better. Because we were no longer so crowded. And we were able to, like, do our own things. And just kind of collab when we want to. So it is a very abstract concept, but yeah, even in 2023, people still say, Vinny, I'd like to join the Vinesauce team because I'd like to get my start in streaming. Just got one 2 weeks ago. I'd like to get started. Maybe perhaps you would like to have me on, you know, and on the team. And I'm like, dude. So. No, I've actually, all of this that I've said to you, I've explained in some form or another on a previous stream. Whether it be, like, just a little bit, or a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit after that. But I feel like it's kind of good to know these things just so everyone has the information. And, you know, if you do play Vinemon, that's something to be aware of, I think. Because I really don't need people requesting that they join the Vinesauce team after that, because God. Vinny, would you let me join Red Vox? Anyone can play guitar. But yeah, no, I think at some point I'd play Vinemon. I think that could happen. And I think I might enjoy it too. And is this part of why Vinesauce's hope isn't a thing anymore? Well, that's a whole other thing. I mean, because I think Hootie had to learn too how much work those things were. That's a different story because I was only a streamer really with a couple little things. Hootie was doing a lot of work and it ended up being 10 times more work. So, dude's busy, he's got his own life, he's got a kid. And, unfortunately, that is another thing that just takes your life force. And when you have other priorities, it can be really, really tough to manage something like that. And I don't really 100% know, I can't speak for other people, but that was my perspective from being a part of it. There were so many moving pieces. There were so many different things that could go wrong or right, and it just took, like, almost the whole year to even get that thing going. So, as a result, we just, you know, me and Hootie, we still play games. We still do some money for charity. We do raise money for charity from time to time. We will continue to do that. And Hootie, I love dearly. He is a wonderful human being who has inspired me in more ways than one over the years. And Hootie's one of those people I would be horrified to let down just because he's a really positive force in my life. You know what I mean? And I have on occasion because that's just part of being human. But I'm glad we're still friends. I'm glad we could raise a couple bucks together once in a while. And I really do like that we can do a couple different events, you know, at least like 2, 3, 4 times a year. We could just do like, here's a day we do this, here's a day we do this. So anyway, that's what's going on there. Vinny, is there any chance Vinesauce's hope is coming back in the distant future? I'm not the guy to ask about that. I think I just explained very clearly what happened in regards to that whole situation and people having very busy lives and how much of an undertaking it was. So I personally have found for pre-established charities that are trustworthy, that are good, for causes we believe in, it's like better to go with those and just do what I do best, which is to be the funny clown streamer man and use that as an attempt to raise some money and donate some of my own. Hey Vinesauce, can I join the Vinesauce team? I see. Is the Vinesauce team thing why your friends put Vinesauce in their titles? It is. So again, I get why it's confusing. But like I said, if it helps them, I'm not going to tell them to stop doing that, even if it confuses some people. Though I do like to be my own human being and just kind of have control over what I have control over, which is my own little direct sphere of influence as opposed to like a whole big thing. Because, again, it's not supposed to be a business. For me, it's just supposed to be something I enjoy. And if I can make some money doing it, great. But if it turns into a thing, it's like, I have to do this or I don't eat, well then fuck that. Anyway, yes. Any new questions? You got a lot of very non-stream friendly topics out of me because I think they're kind of, well, they kill the mood a little bit. Truthfully. I like to keep things farty and kind of light, talk about the games and movies and shit. As I've said before, this is my... When I stream, this is also my break from reality in life. This is my entertainment as much as it is some of yours. So... yeah. What's your favorite flavor of fart? Taco Bell. Any interest in Lies of P? Not too much. I know it's good. I've heard people say it's amazing. I'm somewhat interested, but not enough to play the demo. Where did the name Redvox come from? This came from a dream. I just saw it on a poster. In a dream, I saw it on a poster, and I knew that that was our gig. And I asked the other guys, what do you think of the name? And they liked it. And it stuck. Any new weird dreams? Yeah, I don't remember them. How do you have such detailed dreams? I don't remember them usually, but if I write it down as soon as I wake up, I usually can. I have dreams of music. So when I say I get my songs from dreams, I don't mean like some divine, spirit is like, my son, please play this song. Usually in the dream, sometimes I see a band playing a song. Sometimes I hear it like on the radio or something. Sometimes I'm playing it. And I just, as soon as I wake up, if that is the last thing I dreamt, I try to hum the melody into the phone. And if I know there's multiple parts, I'll say, okay, bass line. And I'll do... And then I'll say, okay, guitar lead. And then I'll do... And then I'll do fart guitar. Whatever it may be. And then if I'm lucky, I can recapture that later when I play guitar and sing or build it. And sometimes I don't quite get it because I'm like, what the fuck did I sing? It sounds like someone drugged out of their mind trying to make sounds for the first time. And it's not in key or pitch or anything. Is this microtonal? But weirdly, my success rate is higher than my failure rate when it comes to getting music from dreams. In the Garden, the main melody came from a dream. Micropenal album. Yeah. Playing by the Rules, that's another one. Let's see. Some new ones that I can't tell you about yet. I don't remember, like, I guess there's a couple other ones too. The Sound You Make, I think, was from a dream. Weirdly enough, As Long As I Can Dream was not from a dream. So yeah, it varies, but there's some good ones. Were you alive before CDs were a thing? 85. So I was like actually buying tapes. I was buying tapes, and then CDs. I remember I got my first CD player. I guess I was 10 or 11. Yeah, 10. And I got Nirvana Nevermind on CD. That was my first CD. Otherwise, I just had a cassette player. And I had like 2 cassette, so you can copy one cassette to another. What about Astro Lounge? I have that. That was like my 3rd or 4th. Stone Temple Pilots, Songs from the Vatican Gift Shop was like CD 3 or 4 as well. One of those two. Did you ever have anxiety growing up? I did. Still do, but not as much. Yeah, I was an anxious soul, but I was also afraid of aliens destroying us. That was a big form of anxiety for me. Do you read much fiction? No, I used to. Not as much. I don't really have... Between all the interests I have, I don't read as much as I would like... as I would like to. Are you gonna try out the multiplayer mode? Okay. Just gonna go through and see every duck. We got this one, plaid. There we go. Okay. So I'm gonna save. Give me a second here before we do anything. Let me see how this works. Can someone actually make a room ID? Vinny, when you get the package, please put it in the fridge. I didn't get it yet, chat member. I'm hoping I get it before I go to my convention. If it's the package, I think it is. It's got, like, snacks, which I prefer not to get food in the mail, to be honest. Like, even snacks, unless they're very, very... Oh, it's chocolate. Okay, got it. Just make, you know, always make sure it's still... in the original packaging. I think I got... Yeah, I got japed. That's not a real room. I'll check out multiplayer for a second, like maybe a couple minutes, and then I'm gonna do a giveaway. I have 3 codes that the developer gave me, and I'm gonna give those away to chat members. Vinny, I'm sending you raw salmon in the mail. My favorite. I love raw salmon in the mail. So, Melodica-5106. Try that. Oh, yeah. Guess I can take any of the ducks I've unlocked. Hang on. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Oh, that's a good duck, Majester. So, you just stay one duck the whole time. And you could just quack. What is that noise? there's no movement. You don't do anything other than quack and just look. What the hell was that? Is that Teletubby noise? Oh, I got the slide first. Hell yeah. A little laggy. Not too bad. The ducks aren't in as much detail as normal. I mean, like, the animations can get a little choppy. I say animations, but you know what I mean. Some good ducks. Yeah, we didn't even see most of the ducks that I ended up, getting the DLC for. That was a good launch. Alright, chat. I'm pretty tired. We're gonna do a quick giveaway. But that is more Placid Plastic Duck Simulator. It is still the same type of game. You just sit there and talk, and you look at ducks, and it's kind of cool. And we didn't even see most of the ducks, but the new level is cool. Thanks for listening to my bullshit tonight, chat. But I'm gonna reward you. Okay, so do a giveaway. We're gonna do a keyword giveaway. I'll let you know the keyword in just a second. Okay, now keep this in mind. If you type this keyword more than twice, you will be disqualified. So please be aware of that. Okay, the keyword is !ducks. The codes are for the base game. If you don't have the game, I can get this game to you. There will be 3 winners. !ducks. Once we have enough users eligible, I will roll it 3 times and I will message you. It's not for the DLC, it is the base game. Placid Plastic Duck Simulator. Yeah, don't join if you have it. I think just give people a chance to get it, you know? Alright. So yeah, it's just all lowercase. And again, the game doesn't really give you a lot to do, but maybe that's okay. If that's the type of game you're looking for, you just want to watch ducks fall into a pool, it can be a nice game to just relax to and collect a bunch of ducks. You know, some people aren't going to be so into it, but some of you might really like it. I would love to see Chrono Cross get like a full remake treatment, because this game to me is great, but a little flawed. You know, we were talking about remakes before, and like the rumored Chrono Trigger remake or whatever, but I think Cross could use it more, because it's not quite the perfect game that I think Chrono Trigger is. And with a way to like make all the characters a little bit more useful, and to retool some of the aspects of the story and maybe the battle system. Because the story is like very convoluted, and I know that could be simplified a little bit, or at least explained better. Yeah, the battle music is the worst song in the game, and you hear it so much. Alright, chat, I think we're just about ready. Here we go. We're gonna do it. First winner is a squeegee. How do I do this? Whisper not sent. The sender does not have a verified phone number. The fuck? The fuck does that mean? That's never been a thing before. Well, shit. DM them the code. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do here. And they actually even have their real number, apparently. Okay, let me just open Twitch chat. So in order to do this, hi. Please use the whisper window for whispers. What the fuck does that mean? Chat, what's the whisper window? And then I try to use the whisper window, it doesn't even work. The icon at the top. Well, I'm using Chatty. I don't know what to do now. This was the way I got people to win codes. I did /W username. Just post it in chat. That'll do it. No, my messages are off. I don't think anyone can actually message me. So it's not just a chatty problem. How can we do this? No, it's okay. I want to, Squeegee, I want to give you the game. You deserve this. I just need to figure out how to actually do this. Discord? I'm not gonna, no, not Discord. Do you have Twitter? Can you DM me on Twitter? Or not DM, can you just like, at me on Twitter? I don't know. Should be able to do so. Yeah, just at me, Vinny Vinesauce, and then I'll DM you, I guess. This sucks. I don't like this. I like the whisper function for this exact thing. Why not just the contact form email? Because it's a little too easy to just not be that person. But Twitter it isn't. I don't know. I guess you're right. get a mod to DM them. Desert, can you message him? Can you whisper him? Because then I'll just give you the code, Desert. You can? Alright, so whisper that person. Their name is, I'm sorry to make this complicated. This is really dumb. A squeegee. So here, here's the first one. Damn it, Twitch. Okay, so Des, let me know if you did that. I'm gonna roll the next person. And here we go. The Black Mofo. Congratulations, you won Placid Plastic Duck Simulator. What a great chat member. Are you here? Just message, say hello if you're even here. Do you want this? They want it. Desert, can you message the Black Mofo? And get them the second code. You're welcome. And the last person is TubeScent. Well, it's not PubeScent. Congratulations, TubeScent. You just won Placid Plastic Duck Simulator code number 3. And, hopefully... Are you here? Well, they're not messaged. You have to reply. Oh, they're here. Okay, cool. So yeah, Des, if you could just send them those codes, I'd appreciate it. For some reason, I can't do it. Can't do it. And, can you tell a squeegee to DM me? Squeegee, can you DM Desert? So it's... Yeah, a squeegee, the Black Mofo, and TubeScent. Whispers of P. Yeah, those are them. Mono, thank you for posting the names. Alright, so hopefully these work. I just, again, I used to be able to message people the codes myself, but Twitch has obviously changed something. Okay. I'm just waiting to make sure everybody got their codes. Well, hopefully they did. Listen, if it doesn't work out, just send me an email and we can figure it out. Vinny, finish Tears of the Kingdom, please. Okay. Well, I'm probably going to be playing it tomorrow night, so stop by then. They're blocking DMs from strangers. Okay. That's really cool. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. Let me try to whisper TubeScent again. Whisper not sent. Oh, okay. That's ridiculous. All right, chat. I really don't know. Give me 1 second here. I might be able to fix this. Give me just a second. Send them brain mail? I don't know what that means. Okay, so... Okay, it's just a squeegee. So, a squeegee, you're the only one left who does not have a code. So we'll get you a code somehow. If anything, you could just do vinesauce.email and you could just let me just make sure you're you, and I'll get you the code. So, we'll figure it out somehow. But I'm gonna go now. So thank you for watching. I'm tired. Tomorrow morning, chat, I'll be live for the Nintendo Direct at 10 a.m. Eastern. And then after that, I'm gonna go do stuff in my life, and then I'll probably be live tomorrow night for with Zelda. So yeah, if you want to be here for 10 a.m. and watch a Nintendo Direct for 40 minutes, I will do that. Just ban them, and the reason for the ban is the code. That's actually that's amazing, Jeff. All right. All right. Get out of here now. Okay, everyone got it but Squeegee. So Squeegee, once again, just send me a quick email and I'll get you that code. Goodbye, thank you for watching, and thank you Crike and Ross and Charborg earlier for having Star Trek. And yeah. Take care, everyone. See you tomorrow morning. Hopefully there will be good tidings. And we will get good games tomorrow. Bye.